Welcome back. The Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is on the air again. As you can tell, we are here. We're trying to nickname this place the Emerald. We're trying to get it to stick. The first time I walked in, it was almost like a scene out of Wizard of Oz. Everything's green, got a lot of white here. It's one of the few facilities in Northwest Ohio that actually doesn't have a nickname. So we're going to try it. Is that okay? Unless you've got a second one that you'd rather.
That's fine. We've heard the Emerald, we've heard the Cliff, we've heard a couple different things here and there. So
The cliff.
the Cliff.
It's kind of ominous,
Kind of
isn't
the
it?
ram back there. I don't know, the Cliff.
A little bit. So,
Heard a
you know
couple
what?
different
Maybe
things.
we should just do maybe like an on-air, not like an auction, but just a survey and see what comes back. What do you
There you go.
think?
Let's do
I
it.
was going to say we could call it Thiel's Palace, but I'm
Let's
not
not
sure
go
how many
there.
votes that would
Let's
get
not go
just yet. Coach is being good-natured. We want to thank our sponsor. Again, Estel Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance. Stop on out. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles. They know everybody's on a budget. They've got a vehicle for you. You can also check them out online at drivebobestel.com. Brent Balvin alongside Coach Thiel, coming off the heels of a tough woulda, coulda, shoulda ball game on Tuesday. But part of the beauty of basketball is, unlike other sports, you don't have to wait. And in your case, barely 24 hours, maybe make that 48, one day to practice, and then on a Thursday night, getting set to take on Hicksville. Let's go ahead and talk a little about what you do in basically that sandwich afternoon. As we're standing here on a Wednesday, how do you break down the previous game, but at the same time get ready for the scout for the next one?
Yeah, it's important to go back and kind of review what went well, what didn't go well from the previous night. The first half the girls did really well last night as far as rebounding. Shots didn't fall for a while there in the first quarter. I think both teams were scoreless last night until about 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left, halfway through
Yep.
the first quarter. So things were slow. We were patient, which isn't a bad thing by any means. But the second half they picked up the pressure a little bit. We didn't execute the way we were in the first half. So it's important to go and reflect on that kind of stuff, see how we can improve moving forward. But then it's a lot of film study going moving forward because you've got Wednesday and it's a short practice for us on Wednesdays. Have to be out by 6, so essentially an hour and 15 minutes per program, boys and girls. It's a lot of film work though. Going home last night, watching some film today, watching some film, getting things ready, looking at some of the different offensive sets that Hicksville's going to run, some of the different defenses they're using in games, the different presses they're using, scorers, shooters, rebounders, different things like that. So it's important to get that stuff on film and get the girls working in practice the next day.
Obviously, you've got to be able to flush it. The old cliche is not too high after a win, not too low after a loss, but you do want to be able to take something from whether a loss or a win. It was a 52-48 final score, a game in which the Rams had a 7-point halftime lead. You and I were talking about it before we hit the air here, though. Free throws actually aren't free. They do have a cost, especially if you make them. Is there any way to practice, any way to simulate? I know you break down and shoot free throws, but there's no substitute for an actual in-game experience. Anything you can do to improve on that?
I've actually talked to a lot of different coaches about that, different people within the game to see. I've even asked the girls, like, what are some ideas you've got to make it more game-like? We shoot them with tired legs. We shoot them, different times through practice. We hold accountability with them. But a lot of it comes down to mental ability here. How are we going to prepare for this at the line? Our approach to the free throw line.
It needs to
it's
be
a lot
the
of it's mental.
same all the time,
Yes,
correct?
Yes. Muscle memory. I don't know. There's a lot of different things that go on when you line up the line, ready for that ball to come to your hands and put it through the net. But it's a lot of it's mental. You go to the line and there's games on the line. You need these free throws. It's tough. It's a tough situation.
Rest assured, you're going to find yourself there again. Not just tonight, but the rest of the season, especially into the postseason.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about last night's performers, though. Again, it's easy to talk supernova. I know we've kind of joked. Has she gotten that nickname before?
I've never heard that one.
Supernova. We'll have to ask her if she actually knows what a supernova is, if she's into
She
her
probably
science.
knows.
But she is, absolutely. Obviously, Derpy's going to be playing at the next level. Awen Blanchard, I don't want to say becomes an anonymous voice in the chorus,
Right.
but she's quiet. She's unassuming. And it's not uncharacteristic for her to do what she did Tuesday night against Kalida, leading the charge with 20 points. Does she know how good she can be on any given night?
There's times we've talked to her throughout the season. There's been a couple times where the ball doesn't go through the net the first couple shots and she gets down a little bit. But, we have to encourage her to shoot the ball more. Last night, that was one of the things we talked about in her first half. Keep shooting the ball. It's going to find the bottom of the net. And again, last night she comes through with 20 points, whatever it was. And Saturday against Elmwood, she had 22, led the team in scoring. She's a capable scorer. She's got a nice pull-up jumper. She can handle the ball well. We need her on the floor. We need her putting the ball through the net.
We're going to hear from her in just a couple of minutes. Before we do that, though, scout. Hicksville. I know the record isn't what they want, but that doesn't mean that they don't have some talented players.
Right.
Break them down for us.
Well, they have the 44 Mall girl. She's as a post player, she's got nice moves inside, but she can shoot anywhere outside too. She's kind of a wild card because again, she can shoot 3 feet behind the 3-point line if she wants to, and it's a nice shot. For a post player to come out and guard her, it's kind of dangerous. Not that she's not necessarily real quick driving to the basket, but she can still drive to the basket too. They've had the Adams girl a couple of years now. They had Sanders out there shooting really well last night. I was watching that last night. They played Antwerp. She had 2 or 3 there in the corner, from the left corner. They've got shooters. They've got scorers. They throw different defenses at you. They're very similar to what we've got going right now too. Their record isn't their record doesn't reflect their talent, I don't think. And so we know we're going to get a dogfight tomorrow night with them.
Look, this is a chance to pick up your 12th win of the season, to go 5-2 in conference play, but also take care of business on your home court, especially for the senior class. While they've admitted they're trying not to let everything become too sentimental, it's getting there.
Yeah.
Do you need to give any pregame speeches, or will this one take care of itself?
We'll talk about being the last regular season game. We do host LC next Saturday here for a sectional championship game, but last regular season game, it's Hicksville. It's the seniors' last time playing Hicksville.
Yep.
Last couple of years has been a lot of fun playing Hicksville. We've had some pretty good games against them. So again, you can't rely on that. You can't expect that this season. It's a GMC team. All the GMC schools, anybody can win any given night.
And we could do a whole hour interview just on the psychology of coaching with this guy, but right now we'll draw the curtain of charity on this one. Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Appreciate you giving me access to the program, the players, the practices. One more time, good luck tonight.
Absolutely, thank you.
Coach Thiel joining us on our pregame. We're going to take a quick timeout. Our player profile is Aowen Blanchard. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.